Monday morning again on the program State of the Nation, brought to you by Makia News. I'm sure you had a nice weekend. Okay, thank you for joining us. My name is Melanie Joel, and joining me today on the program is the publisher of All Campus Show, Mr. Ojo Busui Jobos. Good morning, sir. Mr. Ojo, how was your weekend?
Yeah, thank God.
Okay.
And yours?
Well, thank God. Not much things happened, but I'm just here. Thank God. Okay, now moving on to the newspaper review for today. We have the Guardian newspaper before us with its lead story that says, Stranded Fund, Foreign, foreign Airlines Withdrawal to cost Nigeria $1.36 billion. Another story here says, 2023 elections results will be transmitted electronically, INEC clarifies. Igbo Day, Ohaneze denies inviting Obi Tinubu Atiku. Monkeypox infections, death soar, Cuba, Indonesia records index cases. Impeach Buhari for gross incompetence. That's another story there. And just below the paper we have stories that says 2 days to 5G rollout. MTN claims readiness. Mafabs targets January 2023. These and many more stories we have on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now, Mr. Ojo, this it's very, should I say, it's disturbing or laughable? I don't really know the language to use here. But what do you think about the INEC deciding to transmit results electronically come 2023?
Yeah, that is a good one. It's a good one for INEC to think on going virtual to show results to Nigerians during the election. And that means they are really preparing for 2023 presidential election or general election. But my question is that why can't they use the same platform to vote?
Bam.
Yeah, because you know, everybody knows that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. But why is it that a giant is still crawling amongst others? If you can show results virtually, then it means that you can conduct the election virtually.
And you know, this, it comes to mind where several other elections have been done online as well, and this is to promote the credible, free and fair. So why are they just choosing this option?
They have not, for what you have said now, for the headline, they have not even chosen it for the election to be conducted virtually. They are just telling you that they are going to
clarify
the results virtually. And one thing about federal government is that when they have not done it, it's until when they are done with it that you people see it. They may just say it for saying sake.
Okay, so they have to implement it before we believe them.
Before we believe them. And now, as you have said, on campus, we have had a lot of, the SUG elections and some faculties elections that they have conducted virtually.
Sure.
And it worked. So if students, the youth that you said they are lazy, can achieve that, then how much more you that said they are lazy can even achieve that? So it's an error to me that election cannot be conducted virtually in Nigeria. To use the same platform showing the result or clarifying results virtually for election, so that it can even bring the tension down a little. People going out to vote and shout and everything, and the insecurity, stealing of ballot boxes will reduce.
Okay, this story here says impeach Buhari for gross incompetence. What's your take on that? What do you have to say? There's a 6-week ultimatum currently ongoing.
Well, this is Nigeria, and I believe that in Nigeria we see new things every day. If you want to impeach, you don't give ultimatum for impeachment. Impeachment comes suddenly. Or if it comes by warning. Maybe you have been, warning or pleading or over something. A governor that is going to be impeached today, we don't know that he's going to be impeached today. They will just sit down and just move a motion. He's impeached. But why are they now announcing the impeachment of the president if they know they can impeach it? And this is the 7th year. Nigeria, since 2000 and before the administration, before the Buhari-led government, we have been experiencing insecurity, and when it came, there have been inflations in different areas of marketing. You understand? But why is it now that the National Assembly said they want to impeach the government, the president? Why is it now?
Do you smell a rat?
Yeah, there are a lot of rats, not even ordinary rats, mouse, smelling. Because government will come. We have 3 arms of government, and this is executive, legislature, and judiciary. The executive will come to the judiciary, bring the budget that they want to do this, they want to do that. National Assembly have to sign it before the presidency can have the budget done. What are these budgets for? We see the budget that Nigeria wants to borrow Niger some amount of money. When we are having issue, ASU strike is there since they have not even given ASU shishi. 1 naira have not been given ASU. You are giving another person money. Who is approving this money? National Assembly. Then I can say National Assembly is an accomplice to the presidency. Because ASU is on strike, everyone knows. ASU have been crying, they need money, oh yeah, answer us. You are not answering them. The only thing the president said was advise the lecturers to resume. That is, to me, it doesn't make sense. Then we still seeing all these people at the National Assembly approving these funds to be given out. If they don't have court in it, they will not be approving it. That means there is a collaboration between the executive and the legislature. And that's why they cannot even just come one day like that and say the president is impeached. Because it's a caucus. It's a partnership. It's a business between them.
And you are so sure of this?
It's not about being so sure. Am I not sure that ASU is on strike?
Sure.
So if you are sure with that, you should be sure of other things that we hear.
Okay, Mr. Ojo, thank you so much for that analysis of the story on the Guardian newspaper. We move on to the next newspaper for today, which is the Punch newspaper. The lead story here says, angry lecturers dumping varsities, ASU laments. It comes to a rider that says, government's shoddy treatment pushing lecturers out of varsity system, says ASU president. 70% of bright, promising young lecturers leaving Nigeria, says Unilag ASU chairman. Federal government to pay varsities management 170 billion naira and allowances and others. It comes with another story here says, undisbursed loans, coming from the finance minister. It says, undisbursed loans push Nigeria's World Bank debt to $21 billion. Federal government concludes takeover of 4 discos. 1 trillion naira spent on steel imports. Ajaokuta takes 21 billion naira. Moving down to the page of the newspaper, just below the picture here, it says, military ends siege to Somali hotel, 21 dead. Other stories says, Ikoyi building, subscribers sue Lagos, seek compensation. Black marketer's wife, children die in Lagos explosion. 353 Kirikiri inmates on death row, says NCOS. And just beside the nameplate is a story that says, many CSOs are PDP members in disguise, says Festus Keyamo. Okay, these are the story that made it to the front page of the Punch newspaper. Mr. Ojo, this is no longer news. You know, the lead story here on the Vanguard newspaper is talking about ASU.
Punch.
On the Punch newspaper, sorry. It's talking about ASU. Okay, ASU laments the promising young lecturers are leaving the country. You know, they have said the federal government should pay varsities 170 billion naira allowance. And you know, prior to this statement, now the government has said no work, no pay. So talking about ASU in general, what are your thoughts on?
See, I'm tired of talking about this ASU because, you know, ASU is like our father, and we are so loyal to ASU.
Okay.
And you would be a bastard child if you refuse to tell your parent or your father some truth sometimes.
Okay.
Whatever I'm going to say about ASU, it doesn't mean that I'm not loyal to ASU or I'm not loyal to... I don't even need to be loyal to ASU. What I just want is that I want the ASU to be well-to-do. These are lecturers. And lecturers, there are two people that I give respect to in this country. They are the military people and the lecturers. It's the lecturer that even taught the military, because in NDA we have lecturers.
Okay.
So all of them are lecturers. But number one is the lecturers. Lecturers need to be treated very well. But this is an error in Nigeria that we are not even, our lecturers are not even enjoying. Imagine lecturers receiving 100,000 naira per month, 150,000 naira per month, which I cannot be boast of 200,000 naira per month. I cannot, even if I see 200,000 naira work per month, I cannot do it. But they are still doing it, and they are trying, and they're happy doing it. And this country is not still appreciating them.
So sad.
So what I'm going to say to that is that ASU have been fighting this thing over and over, same way. Since 2009, the agreement have not been signed. They are just giving them like, yeah, take this today, take that tomorrow. It's not supposed to be like that. ASU, now the headline says the young promising students, lecturers, they are going out of the country. They will go out because when your father and another person is fighting, they say if two elephants fight, the grass suffer it. So for the grass not to suffer it now, the grass base, the grass jackpa.
Okay.
You understand? The grass cannot wait, because if you wait, you are going to dry. You are going to dry or you die. So I can blame these young students that are going out of Nigeria to go and pursue their life, to go and pursue their future. Let me tell you something. The fact that you don't know today, in the whole world, Nigerian students are the best. In the whole world, Nigerian students are the best. Go out now in sport, in medical, in entertainment, everywhere. The only place that Nigerian youth are lacking behind is politics. And it's because the elderly people, they are not giving chance. But anywhere young people in Nigeria have chances, they always utilize it. Go to Europe, you see Nigerians, they drive. If you know the work they are doing there, and they are good at their work. What caused xenophobia in South Africa is because of the hardworking Nigerian people. When they go there, they do any work, they are very hardworking and they are well to do. So people hate them because they are hardworking. So if you can use their brain and everything that they are using for other countries here, you know, it works. So talking about this federal government, or let me say the politicians, they know what they are doing, attacking the ASU. But one thing ASU should do, I spoke with as the president of our campus show, I spoke with the national president, ASU, the other time, and I advised him that, sir, going for this strike is not the best now. let us use another strategy, because me, I believe in strategy. There are three things that make a war. Number one is communication. Number two is strategy. Then number three is weapon. If you don't have one of these things, you will lose battle. Because in communication, you can communicate and put fears in the mind of of the opponent. You can see what is happening between Ukraine and South Korea and America. They are displaying their weapons. Even the weapons that they don't have, they are saying it. That is communication. If I want to fight you now, I can tell you that I have gun in my pocket, I have a knife in my pocket, and I don't have anything. It's communication. I'm using that communication to put fears in your mind. And if you just listen to what I'm saying, you will fear and you'll be scared. So communication. ASUU should know how to communicate very well with federal government. You should know what communication is, to know what these people are talking about.
I just want to know, what is it that they are not doing right? Because this fight has been ongoing for years. So what is that thing that ASUU is not doing right that you feel they should put in place for them to be answered?
Okay, yeah, the things they are not doing right, they are professors.
Okay.
Who am I to tell them that they are not doing right? So they should know.
But judging from their actions.
Yes, now they should know that what they have done is not right approach to this government. Okay. So they should retreat. There is what we call retreat. Retreat does not mean surrender. Retreat means go back, to come back, to reinforce. You understand? So ASUU should go, they should retreat, resume, then plan yourself when it comes to 2023, as they inaugurate the new president. You can go on strike.
Wouldn't that be a lot of drama to the incoming, government?
Yeah, because it's a debt to the present government. So who will now pay it? Is it my father that will pay it? It's not my father that will pay it. So ASUU should take another strategy. Yeah, I don't even believe in strike. I believe there are other strategies. Let ASUU, let them do research.
They've done protest,
yeah,
not just strike, protest.
See, let me, when they are doing the protest, I even know that the protests are not, because all this them, they cannot do protest, they cannot do effective protest. They will just rally. You know, all these politicians will just be laughing.
Even students have protested as well. Even the
students,
young ones.
no, let me tell you, students have not protested. Because if students protested, I will be the first person to tell you that students have protested. Have you ever seen any protest by students? They have not. If students protest, you don't know. Do you know what happened in 2020? Yes, young one protested and we felt it. So if there is any protest concerning ASUU by the students and you cannot feel it, it's not a protest, because they just do it for doing sake. If students mean it that they want to do protest, they will do protest. They will shut down everywhere. But is it lecturers that want to shut down everywhere? They cannot shut down because they are like more of like a civil servant. They are working with federal government. They cannot do anything that will disrupt the government. So, but the young ones, we don't have anything to lose. We don't have anything to lose. So we can block anywhere, and but we are not ready for that protest now. We just did one. We just lost our people. So doing another protest now is kind of like it needs a good strategy for us to do. We can't keep on losing our people.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So, and I want to talk about this UNILAG lecturer, the UNILAG ASUU chairman.
UNILAG ASUU has said 70%. He was the one that actually made the comments.
Yes.
Yeah. Came
Now,
from UNILAG ASUU chapter.
see, we can't. There are some things that we need to talk about. There are some things that we don't need to talk about.
Okay. So you quickly talk about them.
Yeah. Now, talking about ASUU, during the Osun State governorship election, UNILAG Vice Chancellor was one of the officials that counted the election. His office as the Vice Chancellor is shut down prior to the ASUU strike. Then why are you attending to the politics? You are attending to those people that are enslaving you. And that is eye service. That is betrayal to ASUU. So the University of Lagos Vice Chancellor, he would have said, no, we are on strike. Because what makes him though anybody can say it's an appointment by the federal government.
Sure,
Yes,
I was
it's
about
federal
to say
government.
that.
Yeah, the federal government that appointed him as the vice chancellor. But it's something that makes you the vice chancellor that before the federal government could see you. And your primary assignment is the lecturing.
So are you saying he would have been sentimental?
He would have, that is one of the strategies I was talking about. If you want to bring down a mighty building, if you hit it with a hammer, it's not enough. A hammer is not enough. But when you give hammer from this side, you hit it with another hammer from other side, you hit it with another hammer from other side, the house will weak. But when you refuse to hit it with hammer here, you are petting here, then other people are eating it. ASUU is eating the federal government's hammer, then you are petting federal government. ASUU have spoken, they have spoken through the strike. And they are they are communicating to the masses, okay, this is our meeting with federal government and this and that. But it's not enough without actions. Somebody wants to give him money and is telling me to come and hit. I will collect my money first. If you go to your debtor house and he offers you food, if you eat the food, he can tell you another story later that, this thing you have eaten, you will not be able to resist him. Go for what you want. Leave what you don't want. There is difference between want and need. The need supersede want. You want to eat food, but you need money. Why can't you go for the money you need? Then from the money you can even buy food you want. And that's what is happening. So, my advice to ASUU and to the vice chancellors and to all academic staff members, ASUU deserve to be praised. They've been working, and 6 months now they've not been paid, and that is an error. That is an error. So what I want ASUU to do now is that they should use another strategy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ojo, for that wonderful analysis. And viewers at home, we have come to the end of the program for today. But before we go, as usual, Mr. Ojo will be partaking in our traditional rites. Mr. Ojo, talking about traditional rites, you're not a stranger, so you should just, you're quite aware of this, but you should just make a commitment this morning to your country and to the betterment of our nation, Nigeria.
All right. The oath, right?
Yes.
And
you have to put your hands like this.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Okay.
Okay, it's a big one, but it's small.
Okay.
It is glaring that I, Busuyi Ojo, popularly known as Jobos, is supporting the real change of this country 100%.
Sure.
So I take my oath. I, Busuyi Ojo, known as Jobos, I pledge and I make oath to Nigeria for a better real change to come from me. I will not be bribed, and I will not be used against Nigeria. So help me God.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, now you can go ahead and sign. You can go ahead and proceed.
Okay.
Signings. This was a nice place.
Yeah, I have my own pen.
Yeah,
and for you to know that I'm a good Nigerian.
A patriotic Nigerian.
Yes. So,
okay, there we have it. Mr. Ojo, thank you for joining us on the program today.
thank you.
And we've come to the end. We hope you were informed. Do join us same time tomorrow, same station. Have a lovely day.